Mr. Quinn retired from Webb in 2022 after 2 decades of service as a faculty member in the sciences and most notably the arts. Quinn found it difficult to note only a few highlights and enjoyable experiences in his career because there are so many. But he ranks his participation in more than 20 senior survivals at the top of the long list. Mr. Quinn.
Thank you, lady. Oh, wait. Thank you. I'll take this now. No, I'll stick it up here. That's a good thing. It'll block my Yeah, how about that? Well, you guys, if you know me, you know, and if you don't, I'm sorry. But I was asked before I came up here how good my memory was. And they said, well, can you cite the Webb, what is it, motto? Mission? Turn out young people who are tireless workers and who know how to work effectively. Who are accurate scholars, who know the finer points and morals and practice them in their daily living, and who are always courteous without the slightest trace of snobbery. All right, here we go. When Libby and Jonathan informed me about this year's Hardin Service Award, I was gobsmacked. It was wonderful to hear the news, and it astounded me. And I think I said something like, what were you thinking? And I thought this award always went to someone, for extraordinary service above and beyond. And I can see it going to L.R. Smith and Sandy Truitt and Brian Wofford and John Frere and so many others, and especially Miss Dorothy. Miss Dorothy! But you guys, all I did was my job, and I participated in a few of the perks. Being a teacher allowed me to enjoy time with the kiddos, the colleagues, the wilderness, the trips to museums, rallies, protest marches, distant lands, and fishing. The extra things, if any, might be the chapel talks, more accurately described as unnecessary rants, shenanigans, and antics. They were usually performed under the guise of performance art. Anyway, here I stand, mystified but honored and humbled and very appreciative for so many humans. I'll always love my parents for their parental and emotional provisions, for usually accepting my craziness, and for encouraging me as I work my way through the local university, where exposure to many academic disciplines and philosophical and spiritual perspectives changed my life. I'm eternally grateful for my wife, Priscilla, and for my sons, Ian in Tempe doing computer stuff, always making twice as much money as me and never graduating from college, and my son, Parker, who joyously presented us with his wife, Lindsay, Veda, and Hudson. And I wouldn't be able to call myself Grampy if I didn't point them out. And I'd be a lousy son-in-law if I didn't blow a kiss to Neen, sitting there, Priscilla's mom. So they put up with a whole lot during my time at Webb, my strange projects, persistent distraction, and time away from home. I must now I already did all that business. I frustrated 5 heads of school during my time here, some of them more than others. I am really thankful to John Frere, who welcomed me into the Webb School full of teachers consisting of the wise and seasoned and the young, energetic, academically liberal, and philosophically flourishing. Webb had plenty of students at the time who were eager to learn, often inspiring, and sometimes challenging. He and Penny would throw some whoop-de-doo parties down there in the John Bloom house, and I appreciate those. I appreciate the voice of Albert Kouth, that the voice that not the voice of Albert Cow. Sorry, Albert. I appreciate the voice that Albert Cow gave to students and faculty during his time here. During his tenure, we faculty had the sole power to create the enduring understandings. I'm very, very grateful to Gordon Bondurant because he just left us the heck alone and let us do our jobs. And then Ray Broadhead advised me that I might be more effective if I toned down my rhetoric in faculty meetings. But he and Leon gave me stacks and stacks of empty buckets of ice cream, buckets from the ice cream socials that they threw for students. And I'm glad Ken Cheeseman did not fire me when he had the chance. But unfortunately, I have a few friends that weren't so lucky. The number of friends, colleagues, and students who helped me and influenced me over the years are too numerous to mention by name, and I thank you all. But if you have a finger pointing at them, Charles Alexander supported our students in their intellectual and humanitarian efforts and made it possible for a devoted few of them to attend the original March for Our Lives rally in Washington, D.C. in 2018. Marion Marks, the class of '67, and their Nets Fund grant opened the door for me to attend Burning Man since 2008, off and on. Oh, goodness. And the legendary Brian Wofford. Yeah! And his protege, Joe Griggs, continued to allow me to wander the wild woods and waters with our more adventurous students, and I hope to do so until my old body just crumbles. I honestly don't know how to effectively express my appreciation to all of the friends and colleagues, especially in the Fine Arts Department, who put up with me all these years. Sue Wood welcomed me into her creative realm, her domain, and our chair, Janet Linton, provided us with unwavering support. Thank you, Janet. I'm proud of our library and technology staff for continuing to guide and guard our intellectual paths with integrity and moral courage, especially in the face of increasing censorship, book banning, and omnipresent surveillance. And I again thank Larry Nichols for this fine web bowling shirt. But I'm especially grateful for all the students who inspired me as a teacher, tolerated my tirades, and traveled with me all over the world. And I appreciate their parents for sharing all of them with us and for working so hard to support Webb. Most of you don't know me from Adam, but I'm grateful to you. And I think you are the greatest sales force the Webb School could have. I believe that sharing your lives, memories, and stories is a much better marketing tool than branding Webb the way we brand breakfast cereals and corporations. A private school's got to make a living, though, and most of you consistently provide your time and or money. Some have even made specific contributions to the art program and fishing club in my time. Thank you very much. Alums sometimes make contributions to support things that mean a lot to them, that meant a lot to them during their time at Webb. Even though Webb is constantly changing, the really important stuff remains, and our hearts cling to that. I happen to have a potentially earmarked gift myself. There's a wadded $100 bill waiting for my search for LGBTQ on Webb's homepage to result in phrases of support again. But that particular pattern of letters seems to have vanished from the website. Long ago, a student wanted to start a GSA here at Webb and asked me to sponsor it, and so I did. Over the years, the name changed from Webb's Gay Straight Alliance to Social Justice Club to a non-named club, and then no club at all, due to the misunderstanding and increasingly negative opinions of others, including their parents. The day I decided to retire is the day I was told that the letters LGBTQ could no longer be said from the chapel stage. I still can't help but wonder why. Maybe it had something to do with enrollment, or the bent of the administration, or sadly, our community as a whole. I retired just in time, maybe a few years too late, according to some. My teaching style and spontaneous yapping caused considerable discomfort at times, and I've had to make some serious apologies for that. I've made some horrible mistakes. And I wouldn't last a week nowadays. But I do believe Webb supports our LGBTQ students, but does so quietly and individually, instead of publicly and institutionally. Now, if I type diversity in that search box, I am happy to find a lot of public support. I'm encouraged that Webb is striving to, quote, promote diversity, equity, and inclusion as an essential aspect of preparing Webb graduates for a life of service and success. Thank you. But returning to the topic, perhaps my standing here is part of an effort to recognize and appreciate Webb teachers as a whole. That way of thinking allows me to accept this recognition on their behalf. It's crucial for Webb's teachers to be able to responsibly educate our students, to be able to do so, without the fear of losing their job. Fear is only conquered by love and caring, and Webb is lucky to have a caring faculty and staff. It is also lucky to have students who appreciate them. I hope Webb's teachers will always have the academic freedom to teach the difference between superstition and science, between hearsay, lies, and facts, and especially how to recognize and avoid manipulation by others. If we do not have or take the time to listen and fully consider diverse thoughts and ideas, then how can our perspectives expand and embrace the increasing complexities of our world? How are we ever going to get along with each other if we constantly yell fight, fight, fight to win at any cost and defeat real and imagined opponents and enemies? Why is it so hard to evolve from our nature red in tooth and claw origin into the kind of cooperative and compassionate and kind species requested by so many religions and spiritual practices? Well, I'm ranting again, and that's what put me here, I reckon, but anyway, I'm going off, okay? But you can hear more about my loony ramblings if you Google Fat Lip Confessional or Crazy Old Geezer Sitting on a Stump. Now, even though I'm still bewildered and awkward in my acceptance, the John B. Hardin Service Award means a whole lot to me. I'm very grateful to the Alumni Board, and the Board of Trustees, and the Webb School, and to all who took a hand in the game of this year's decision. I truly thank you very much. I am deeply moved by this award, and I share this honor with my colleagues, all of you, past and present. And I ask you to keep poking at the windmills, guys. Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, come by. Say hi to you guys. Don't sit down. I'm sitting down.
He's scared.